How are you? So we are here today to talk about this brave lady, this incredible lady, Veronica Guerin. Now, I'm going to apologise in advance if I get a little emotive at this stop, because this lady's sacrifice in order to make Ireland a better place, probably of a modern day heroine. She's arguably the most bravest person we've had from Dublin, Ireland, and her story is quite emotive, which you're going to learn now. So it's the anniversary of Veronica's death. She died on the 26th of June 1996, which is exactly 29 years ago to the day. And Veronica came into her prime in the 1990s, particularly the early 1990s, when there was a huge heroin drug epidemic in the country. And she was a Sunday independent journalist. And from 1994, she started to really scrutinise the main drug dealers and underworld criminals in the country in great detail, calling them out, and even went to the extent of actually calling to their houses to try and interview them. And naturally they didn't like that scrutiny, and that was her pretty much week to week, what she was writing about in great detail and informing the public about what was going on, who would have been by and large unaware. Naturally, as a result of this, and I'll say naturally because this is the way these guys act, they threatened Veronica. So she was at home one evening and two bullets came through her window. On another occasion, she actually answered her home to a man with a pistol, and he shot Veronica in the leg. And subsequently to that, on another occasion, a man actually, the man they believed behind her death, John Gilligan, actually phoned her at home and said if he continued to write about him and his activities, he would not only kill her but also sexually assault her son, who would have been that time under the age of 7. But this only emboldened, made Veronica more brave, and she put further scrutiny on these individuals and their activities. She wrote even more detail about what was going on. But unfortunately, on this day, 26th of June 1996, Veronica Guerin was shot and killed by a motorcyclist. She was in her car at a set of traffic lights just outside Dublin, and she was shot down and killed. And when this became public, it was national outrage, which did force the Irish government to take action. And within weeks of her death, the Irish government had enacted new laws which enabled them to gain control of assets they believed of the people who were involved in these crimes. And as a result, in the immediate aftermath, there was a reduction of crime of this nature in Ireland. Unfortunately today, that drug-related crime is on the rise, and probably actually higher than it was then. This statue has been put in her honour of her bravery, but on a couple of other interesting notes just relating to Veronica's life. She was a Manchester United football fanatic. Veronica also did, believe it or not, play international football for Ireland and international basketball, so she was a really talented lady. Her son, who today must be in his mid-30s, the last that I heard up to about a couple of years ago, was managing an Irish bar in Dubai. And this monument was put in honour of her bravery. And there is a movie about Veronica's life actually named after her. It's called Veronica Guerin. The lead role, who plays Veronica in that movie, is a quite, we have to say, amazing Australian actress, Oscar-winning actress called Cate Blanchett, who plays Veronica role in that movie. And on a lighter note, Cate Blanchett does probably the best Irish accent that we have ever heard from a non-Irish person. Not like Gerard Butler in P.S. I Love You, which is probably the worst. But this monument is in honour of Veronica. It's an anniversary of her death. She died 29 years ago today. Incredibly brave lady, we'll have a look at the monuments in a little more detail. The heading here has been unafraid. This is on state grounds as well, so the government were involved in the commissioning of this. So you can see a little more detail there. And let's go down the bottom. And this is Veronica, which is a very similar image to what she looked like in real life.